Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Depending on where you're from. Friday. Welcome back to another live stream. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good day, depending on where you're from. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's week is going well. Day is going well. Take some time to allow the community live stream. Get into some. Hey, good morning, Summer Z. Morning, Marvelous. Morning, Island Dreams. Morning, Nicolas. Morning, Sharma. Morning, Storta. Anwar, what's up? Mock, how are you doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Morning, Coffee Trades. Oh. Toby, good morning. How are you doing today? Thanks for asking. My day is going well. Coffee here. Got the live stream up for New York Open, and we'll see if we can find anything. Very happy that it's Friday. Oh, we got one more us before we start the weekend. How about yourself? How's your day going so far? Try this. We can't get any closer this time. So, still any more voice cracks? I'm gonna start to think about getting a new. We can't let this keep happening. Actually, can't get any closer to the point. So, if it keeps happening, let me know. Thank you for. So, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody's day going so far? Not bad at all. A little rough on the week. Down to R. We're hoping for the first payout this month. We are improving every day. Every day is going to be an experience. No matter what the outcome is, we got to be able. So, I know that you're going to get to where you want to be. Bit of time, but if we keep working and learning every single morning, I'm certain that you get to that. Continue to keep working, continue to keep learning, remain patient, never blow up. So, how's everybody doing today? Morning, good morning, good morning. Dealing with tilt, taking it one day at a time. Just so you know, not the only one. It is the natural progression of a trader. Oh, I'm in my 7th year. I still deal with it. So, let alone it being a part of trading, it's something that's never going to go away. It's only a matter of how well you can handle it. You're going to deal with that in your first year. You're going to deal with that in your 5th year. You're going to deal with that in your 10th year. But as time goes on, you're going to be able to recognize it quicker and then efficiently react to it. So you will get better with more experience. So that's what I have to say about that is give it more time. Gain more experience. That way you can recognize it easier the time it happens. But you and me, you and every other trader, just so you know, that's a completely normal thing. Doing good, Ash. How about you? My day is going well. Gonna go even better once I finish the rest of this coffee. So hopefully everybody has their coffee ready. Hopefully they're starting to get prepared for the session. But let's make sure that we're in the right headspace. Make sure that our energy levels where it needs to be. Make sure the blood is flowing. You know, you got to practice how you play. Don't show up properly prepared. I think executions are going to suffer because of it. So get the blood flowing, get some fresh air, get some steps in, make sure that you're physically and mentally ready to go. Get your coffee, make sure your energy levels are where they need to be. That way we can make clear, sound decisions, very efficient action. Absolutely. It's not a matter of if, matter of when. That is pure gold right there. Keep that mindset, and there's nothing that you. Only a matter of time. Going to happen, just a matter of time. Working in the second year now. Out. Learned is crazy. Yeah. I'm still learning 7th year, and it's a exponential learning curve. Momentum keeps picking up the more you keep trying. Have more clarity as time goes on, and with more experience, you're gonna have more than why you would or why you wouldn't want to do certain things, and then you're gonna be able to remember prior experiences and be like, oh yeah, that's why I don't do that. Oh yeah, that's why I don't rush into trade. Oh yeah, that's why I need to hold this trade instead of choking up my stop loss. Right? You're gonna be able to remember those things and efficiently react. Because do you meditate? I do yoga. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I have done yoga a handful of times. No, I don't meditate, but I know that yoga isn't there. But it's a time of reflection. It's a time of health. It's a time of clarity. A lot of cardio as well, so I spend a lot of time with myself internally. So I do get to go over. When's the yoga tutorial? All right, maybe we'll have to have a yoga class here one of these mornings. Instead of looking at New York Open, we'll conduct a yoga class. Welcome to my yoga studio. Not a bad idea. Morning, Cash. How's your day going? Good to know. And you get your steps in the morning? Yeah, you definitely got to get the blood flowing. You definitely got to get some fresh air. Got to make sure that you're mentally and physically prepared. Right? Healthy gut is a healthy mind. Same thing with your blood flow. Too tired, not prepared for the session, you're going to be slow in your decision making. Compared to if you were to go get some steps in, get the blood flowing, blood starts increasing, and now you're going to become more aware, efficiently react better. Right? Like the Super Bowl is coming. None of those football players are instantly playing the game, right? They do like an hour, they do 2 hours of warm-ups. And then they play the game. Because they got to prepare for the game. All right. They're all still going to get into any going back and forth with the community for now. Welcoming. All right. You an NBA fan at all? I watch football the most. I like watching hockey as well. And then, yes, I do watch basketball too, but I don't watch it as much as football. What about swimming and hitting the gym? That definitely. Either one of those. Absolutely. Hey, good morning, Weapon. How's your day going? All right. Tell us your journey before the 7 years. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a deep conversation, but yeah, let's hop into it. You take one sip of coffee. Is a lengthy conversation, so let me just take a sip of coffee and then we'll get into it. Hold on, random question. Do you think the mic cuts because of the audio in the background? I think the music is out in the back. Is that one of the issues? Yay or nay? Hey, good morning, Mind the Dave. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing great and that your weekend will be great. That's very kind, Dave. I really appreciate the kind comments. Hope your day's going well. Very nice to meet you. Happy Friday. Let's see how Friday shapes up. Go into the weekend. Very nice. How's your day going? Hope your day's going well as well. It up in OBS then? How about that? Turn it up in OBS. But now it's at the maximum. So lock volume, all hide, copy filters, property, against audio. Or maybe just me turning up the volume works. It's the gain. Property. Noise gate. Got it? Turn up the noise gate. Isn't something I right now or noise gate? Let's try the noise gate. Close threshold, open threshold. Turn them both up or down? Close threshold, open threshold, tack time, hold time, release time. Or is it the compressor? Noise suppression, noise gate, compressor. Output gain? Output gain. By increase. Lower noise audio. Summer Z. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate all the help. We're going to tackle this. Can't let this keep happening. All right. I'm lowering the open threshold and the close threshold. Tell me if this is better. I just changed it right there. So do I sound any better now? Nate thinks it's something that we have to add to OBS. I just lowered the open threshold and the close threshold. Yeah, I'm going to lower it one more time. Just lower both of them to here. And let's see if that makes any difference. No cuts yet. Oh, man. Overall volume kind of low, though. Man, this is just difficult. No cuts yet. Let's go. We're getting rid of the cuts today. We are getting rid of the cuts today, people. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see what we got here. No cuts. Let's go. All right. Let's see if we can go a few minutes without any cuts. That darn gate threshold. Who came up with that concept? Come on. Hey, good morning, Spartan. How's your day going? Hey, Ash, if you don't find ERL to ERL, what is your option for the daily? Let's take a look. We can start to go over some of this information here. I was going to wait until 8:30 to start creating biases. Simply put, let's hop over here real quick. And this is why. So I was looking to wait on creating a bias because of this right here. We got a red folder coming up. So knowing that that's a important time, at 8:30, we'll see some volatility. FYI, I have you up to 100% on volume when I usually have you around 50. Oh, so does that mean my mic's lower? I definitely don't want to scream at you all. I'm talking at a normal volume. So if you couldn't tell, I'm not very technically inclined. Usually Nate helps me with that stuff, Mr. White Chocolate. So we'll definitely do some testing this weekend, see if we can fix anything. But this dang gate threshold is holding me back. Quieter compared to the other ones. That's interesting because I just turned the volume up in OBS. Very interesting. Up the mic volume, and that's it. The threshold is fixed. All right. Upping the volume, upping the volume. Is this better? I don't know. It's a constant scroll. There's no end to the volume thing. So, like, I could keep scrolling. Like, I'm moving the volume on the back of the mic right now. So I definitely just turned it up there. If I didn't increase in volume, then I must be at max. I really appreciate all the help. We'll definitely get to the bottom of this weekend. It's a new mic. It's an entirely new setup, so it's just a matter of the settings at this point. No cuts, though. No cuts, though. That's one positive. Take what we can get here. I do really appreciate the help, so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we do got some news coming up here in about 3 minutes, so I want to take a look at this, and then we'll start to analyze some of the information. Just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of the red folder before we started creating any type of game plan. Let's see what happens with that red folder, and then we'll come back out to create some biases and whatnot. How would you rate Funded Next? I'm purposely not partnered with them for a reason. There was a handful of people in my community that had some issues with them. Some automatically breached accounts, some failed KYCs. No, thank you. I don't want to be dealing with stuff like that. Trading is hard enough. If the system's not working properly, then that's not a system that I want to be using. So I'm not using them. I didn't partner with them. There's reasons why, and there's multiple people in my community that have had issues with them. So. All righty. Got another minute here before the news. Let's see if we get any volatility for it. All right. Also, definitely stay on top of my Twitter page. I don't know if you guys remember, what was that? That was on Wednesday, right? We did complete a deal here on Wednesday. Right here. On Wednesday, I was asking everybody if they wanted to do another giveaway. We hit the mark. So make sure you're taking a look at my Twitter on Monday. Since the deal was completed, we're going to run another giveaway here on Monday. Just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. Hey, good morning, Umar. How's your day going so far? Hopefully I shall get a W at least on that giveaway. Yeah, so those giveaways are completely random. I use a random name generator to even execute them. So it's completely random. You either sign up for the giveaway or you don't. And then all the names go into a random name generator. And I just click the button and I tell it how many winners I need and what type of specifics, like if you have to like and retweet the post. And then it comes down to the random name generator. But I've done thousands and thousands of giveaways. So at some point, you'll probably get a chance there. All right, so not much volatility from the red folder. Not much happening from it. Don't think it's really going to change the information here, so let's take a look. You suffered from a failed KYC with Funded Next 2. Jeez. All right, so we weren't the only ones then. That's just not acceptable. That's just not acceptable. Imagine spending your money, then completing the task, and then they don't give you the account because of KYC. I just find that very unethical, in my opinion. That's just not okay. All right, let's start to go through our assets. That way we can be prepared for New York Open. That way we can be prepared for if any trades come across the desk. So I'm going to finish on ES and NQ because those are the assets that I focus on at New York Open. So I want to finish there. That way, if any trades come across, we could be ready. All right. Top over here to Euro. Okay, Euro. The last thing that we were looking for was to see if we were going to create a bullish FEG in here. If we were going to create a bullish FEG in here, we were going to look for bullish continuation. Well, take a look. They did not create the bullish FEG here. Right? So now I'm wondering if we're going to get an external to internal move, simply because we did not get the displacement here that we were looking for. So for that reason, now I'm looking at this here. Price is only ever doing two things. Okay? Hear me clearly, because this is going to be a very important concept for you all. Price is only ever doing two things. It's either running to a form of liquidity, right, above a swing high or below a swing low to grab liquidity, or it's rebalancing an imbalance, right, an FEG. So this is what helps us determine a bias. If price were to sweep out a swing high, right, and then close back inside the range, that makes me think that we just took liquidity above the swing high, and now we need to go back inside the range to rebalance the FEG. Okay, so that's the logic that we use when we're talking about internal versus external. External is swing highs or swing lows. Internal is FEGs. So, seeing that Euro just swept out a swing high, now I'm looking to see if it could go external to internal. We took liquidity above the swing high. Now I'm going to look to see if it could rebalance the FEG. Right? So external to internal here. This is what I'll be looking for. We'll see if we can get a move lower to the bullish FEG. So we got a bearish bias there on Euro. Now do me a favor and just have a little bit of patience with me. I need to take screenshots as well, because I do all forms of documentation. We do these live streams. We also update the Discord. That way we have it via recording. That way we can hear what we're thinking out loud. That way we could also read what we're seeing. Right? So let me update the Discord. And here we go. Bias, daily chart, ERL to IRL. Okay, let's head over to the dollar. And same thing here on the dollar. The dollar should be moving the opposite, right? The dollar is inversely correlated to the euro. And you can see that I just took off that arrow because, once again, just go back to my last live stream. This is what we were looking for, and we did not get it. So now that we have that information, we understand what we're doing here. When we last analyzed this, we were looking to see if this was going to become a bearish FEG. And you can see these wicks here. These wicks closed up that imbalance. So there is no bearish FEG there, which, just like Euro, makes me think that we just swept out a swing low. Therefore, we're moving external to internal, right? The imbalance is up here. So this is what I'll be looking at for the dollar. External to internal. So bearish Euro, bullish dollar. Let me take a screenshot of this for the community. Okay, ERL to IRL. All right, bearish Euro, bullish dollar, oil. So oil, we got the continuation. So here's the perfect example that I'm trying to talk about with the dollar and euro, okay? Notice how oil was capable of creating those FEGs as it was going through the swing point. Okay, look, compare oil to euro. Ready? Here's the swing high here. Here's the swing high. When price went through the swing high, okay, when price went through the swing high, it was capable of creating an FEG. Multiple of them. Showing you the momentum, showing you that it wanted to continue. Now compare that to euro. Where's the FEG here? It's not there. So it's telling me something different compared to oil. Right? Let me just see. Let me get back over to chat. Does that make sense? Right? There's a difference in terms of the continuation, and the difference is that oil is capable of creating an FEG as it's going through the swing high compared to euro, where it failed to create that FEG. The FEG itself is the presence of displacement, right? Momentum, strength, whatever you want to call it. It's more decisive than euro because of the FEG. Okay? So, oil did a much better job continuing with the bulls, and this is why right here. So, we did get another massive push higher, and now where we're at, right? Now where we're at, we need to continue to keep analyzing each swing high. Right? Like, is this one going to be resistance now? Because this one wasn't. All right, so what I have to say here about oil is I need more information here. We had a bias of being bullish here. We wanted to see continuation for the bulls. We got it. Now that we're at another important level, we need to analyze the type of reaction that occurs here. Okay, so my bias here on oil would be what type of reaction occurs here. Do we get rejected from the swing high? Yes or no? Right, and it's the same exact process. If we displace through the swing high like we did here, then I'll continue to keep looking for higher prices. If we do not displace through the swing high, then I'm thinking it's an external to internal move, and we might need to come back down here to fill one of the gaps that we just created. Okay, so we're going to leave this on the chart. What type of reaction occurs at this swing high? Right, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need to know to understand whether we get continuation or not. To get continuation, I would want to see displacement through this swing high. Okay. If we're looking at an external to internal move, then I would think that we're going to get rejected from the swing high, right? And then move back internal. It's very simple. Do we create an FEG here? Yes or no? That's what we need to know. If we do not, and we continue to stay below the range high, then I'll look for external to internal. So let's get a screenshot of this as well. Give me a second. I'm trying to find the oil. There we go. All right. Got to make sure these are getting into Discord as well so that everybody that's not here on the live stream also gets the information. So sorry for being late to chat, but I'm also making sure the Discord gets this information. If I miss any questions, I will be right back over there in a second. Need to see what type of reaction occurs here at the ERL. Boom. All right. ES and Q. Let's take a look. What do you guys think here? Before I just hand it out, what do you guys think for ES and NQ? Throw a 1 in chat if you're bullish for today. Throw a 2 in chat if you're bearish for today. Before I get into some of the analysis, I'll take a look at some of the questions. The KYCs depend on if there were valid documents. Yeah, that's a very good statement. I'm not going to sit here and say that all of the issues were valid or not. If you don't submit the correct documents, obviously the KYC is not going to go through. But the issue that we were having in my community, there was no issues, so that's why it was alarming that the KYC didn't go through. When there's an 8:30 news, do we wait for them to get released and create a bias for 9:30? Yeah, I always look to participate on the back half of news, right? So I as you just noticed there, I didn't make a bias for ES and NQ until after the red folder occurred, right? Either way, I'm looking to participate at New York Open, but I'm also waiting for news to occur first to create that bias. Hey, good morning, Sap Chim. How are you doing today? Good morning, Ascent. Hope your day is going well. Ash, since Euro and GBP are correlated pairs, we do have an FEG in GBP, so shouldn't we have a bullish bias on both pairs? The bias that you're creating should come from the chart that you're analyzing. Yes, GBP and Euro are correlated. No, that does not mean the correlation is a 100% guarantee. That's why when you analyze a chart, that's the bias for that chart, not other charts. Bias comes for the chart that you're analyzing. Will you look for a smaller time frame bearish play down to the internal liquidity? Right now, we're just analyzing. Right now, we're just creating biases. Right now, we're just creating a game plan for New York Open. So we're not executing just yet. We're getting prepared. Did you look at gold? No, I haven't looked at gold yet. We could hop over there as well. Gold, finally getting some form of retracement. This thing has been on a tear, just ripping higher for quite some time. Finally getting some form of retracement. Now, I'm not willing to short. I would still lean on the bullish side, right? Allow it to retrace. Allow it to retrace. Find some SMT down here at an important level to look for a continuation. Don't look at the arrow here. Right? It's fine that it's retracing. It needs to take a breather. This thing has been pumping for way too long. Right? Let it retrace. Let it take a breather. Let it come down into some important levels, right? Like maybe down here. Maybe this FEG. Something like that. Let it come back down. Find some SMT to see if it's turning around to continue the trend. I would say the same exact thing about silver. Right? Astonishing run. Let all the bulls take their profits. Then look to see at important levels if they're going to continue the trend. That's what I have to say about gold and silver. Hi, Ash. Hey, Micah, how's your day going? Thanks for joining. Give me a second. I have no clue why the air is on. I need to go turn that off. It's already cold enough here, so just give me 2 seconds. Alrighty, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what we got going on here. Alrighty. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? Ash, you probably didn't answer my question, thinking it was a signal, but I'm having trouble deciding on the 5-minute time frame. I see breakers and FEGs, but I'm not sure if all the higher time frames need to hold together. That's why I wanted to ask, the 740 candle on euro formed a unicorn pattern? Let's take a look. And no, I'm not ignoring comments. There are just so many comments that if the chat is moving too fast, then it's hard to get to them sometimes. So I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to ignore anybody. There are just a lot of comments. So you're saying the 740 candle on euro. Take a look at 740. Yeah, so if you're looking at this, right, if you're trying to call this a change in the state of delivery down here, right, a breaker, these down close candles, or the change in the state of delivery, yeah, I would agree with what you're saying here. But I'm not sure if all the higher time frames align. So first things first, bias comes from the daily chart. When we're above a swing high, I want to be looking for shorts. When we're above a swing high, I would want to see a form of rejection on the daily chart telling me that it is time to look for shorts. Right? So we had the conversation already about euro and being bearish. And now I'm just kind of repeating myself a little bit. But if there's no FEG here, right, when we're going above this swing high, if we do not create an FEG while we're going through the swing high, then it looks like we've swept out liquidity above the swing high and need to move back internal. And that's why we have a bearish bias here, right? So from the daily chart, when you have a bearish bias, that's where you go into the hourly chart, and now you look at key levels to execute a bearish bias, right? So a key level to look for a short would be above a swing high or inside of a bearish FEG. Well, you get both of these here. So at 6 a.m., we take out a swing high into a bearish FEG. Yeah, that's a good spot to be looking for shorts. That's where you come down to the entry function time frame. And what do you see here? You get your change in the state of delivery right after sweeping out the swing high into the bearish FEG. So yes, this looks like a short right here. And it did a good job moving lower thereafter. So I agree with everything that you're saying. Did you take the position? Yes or no? The question of all of the time frames aligning, they did align. The daily is above a swing high. The hourly was inside of a bearish FEG. Both of those things are bearish. Then the 5-minute chart had a bearish entry function. So everything is aligning. One question about forex factory. Okay. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Does that mean NQ and ES too? So currency is the dollar, right? So actual greater than forecast is good for currency. They're referring to Dixie, the dollar. Right? So we must have had positive news for the dollar because the dollar is going higher. Let's take a look. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So actual, what did we get here? January 4th, 0. Greater than forecast. So no, it's not greater than forecast. This was less than forecast. So I don't think this is something that you should really focus on because clearly that didn't happen here this morning. The actual was less than forecast, yet the dollar is still going higher. In my opinion, that's just a form of information overload. That is not something that I look at. Like when I'm day trading, that does not do anything for my bias. That does not do anything for my executions. That's why I'm calling it information overload. It's just a piece of information that we don't need. I don't want that to cause confusion for you. Ash, do you only enter the unicorns at the key level? I see continuation unicorns as well. Just wanted to know your opinion on continuation unicorns. So, I'm a human being. I've made many mistakes during my time of trading. So I'm not going to sit here and say every single time I trade, it's from a key level. No, I'm human too. There's been many times where I've made mistakes. So yes, I've taken trades without key levels before. If I had a preference, my preference would be that I want the key level. It doesn't matter if it's a reversal or a continuation. I want the key level that shows SMT. I always place limit orders on breakers, so I didn't take it there. That's completely fine. Yes, it did run away without retracing to the breaker. This right here, the moment that it went through the breaker, it went through and never came back. It just kept going lower. That's completely okay. Okay? Be process-driven, not result-driven. If you set limit orders, continue to keep setting limit orders. This is just one experience that ran away. All right. Yeah, always feel free to ask any questions. Always feel free to go over any information. I'm gladly willing to go over anything. Let me rephrase that actually. Any information that I have, I'll go over. I'm not going to provide answers to information I don't have. I just find that immoral. If I don't have the information, I'm going to defer to somebody else, but I'm gladly willing to help with any information I do have. So it doesn't matter how beginner, advanced it is. Ask any and all questions. That's why we're here. We got to keep working and we got to keep learning. Can you talk a bit more about avoiding information overload and how you do it? Very good question. Here are a couple different ways that I avoid information overload. First, take a look at the watch list. I really only trade ES and NQ. So I'm not going to cover hundreds of different assets. If you're trying to analyze too many things, you're going to get caught in information overload. So when I go to trade, I really only trade ES and NQ. The only reason why the dollar and oil are even on here is because the community always asks for that. In terms of me and my trading, I only look at ES and NQ. And here comes the next answer to information overload. When I'm looking at ES and NQ, I pick specific time frames. I get my bias from the daily. I get a key level from the hourly. I execute on the 5-minute. Right? So I'm not looking at the weekly. I'm not looking at the 3-day. I'm not looking at the 4-hour. I'm not looking at the 2-hour. I'm not looking at the 30-minute. So again, just like the question about too many assets, too many time frames is also information overload. If you're trying to analyze every single one of these time frames, every single one of those time frames are going to give you different information. So it's going to be very confusing. So just like I said about not analyzing too many assets, don't analyze too many time frames. Okay? Another form of information overload. News, right? We just talked about news. In my opinion, news is simply volatility. I don't look at it for anything else. Right? I don't care whether the information is, greater than forecast, less than forecast. That doesn't mean anything to me. The only thing that I look at news for is volatility, right? I'm looking at the time that the release occurs, and that's when I think that volatility is going to enter the market. That's it. So those are just a couple different forms of information overload. My focus needs to be right here. What's happening on the chart? And that's it. Very good question. Very, very good question. I enjoy your videos. Thank you very much. Ticked off trader. I appreciate the kind comments. And that actually, hold on. My wife is calling me. Give me 2 seconds. Life lesson. Never, always make sure you take care of your wife. So give me 2 seconds. All right. Was that muted? Did I mute correctly? I hold the phone the same way as your uncle. What does that even mean? I'm not unk status. That's holding a phone has nothing to do with unk status. How? My Lord. Sitting there, I'm like, babe, I'm trying to create a bias here. And she's like, I got my own issues. No, everything's okay. We are all good. Just a silly mistake. We're all good. But life lesson, always say yes to your wife. Always keep her happy. Happy wife, happy life. So sorry for the interruption, but no way I'm missing that call. All right, where was I? How does that make unk status? Holding a phone has nothing to do with anything. Where was I? How many trades per week is enough? There is no defined answer. You're either green or red at the end of the week. Period. End of story. It doesn't matter how many trades that is. What matters is you either make money or you lose money. So whether that's one trade, whether that's 10 trades, there is no defined amounts. You either make money or lose money. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear with the question. What I meant was if there's a key level, but unicorn isn't exactly at the key level, but a continuation one, so I wanted to know your experience with them. I want the entry function to be from a key level. The answer's still the same. I want the key level. Right? So let's just make up our own thing here. Ready? Imagine there's an hourly bearish FEG right here. But price is down here, right? It hasn't gotten to the key level yet. I'm not taking a trade. I want price to go to the key level first, then find the entry function, then trade. I want the key level. Right? It's where price is right now. It's not at the key level, so I'm not interested. I'll wait for it to get to the key level. Then once it does, I'll look for an entry function. I want the key level. Submitted a payout with Apex last night. Dividing my drawdown by 10 was the fix. W-A-O. Let's go. Let's go, A-O. I love to hear that from you. All that time, all that hard work, all that focus, it's literally paying off now. Chat, can we get some W's in chat for AO submitting a payout last night? Congratulations, man. I'm just so happy to hear that for you. So much time, so much effort, so much work, and now it's literally paying off. Congratulations. Let's go. W. Massive W. Let's go. What do you think about determining bias based on candle closure, like T-Trades shows in his videos? That's a great idea. There is no one perfect way to do things. What there is conviction in your ideas. Do something so much that you've gathered so much data proving your ability to use that data the way that you're using it. Okay? So if you want to create a bias the way that T-Trades does, that's a great idea. And collect the data to prove how valuable it is. Okay? So that's a very good idea. Hello, Ash. Hey, Aulis. How are you doing today? Good morning, and thanks for joining. I hope your day's going well, and happy Friday. The unkness is spreading. No, it's not. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm young. I'm hip. I'm fun. What? I don't look like an unk at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let's go, AO. I'm so hyped for you, man. You got to tell us how it feels after 30. Oh, man. Automatic back pain? Yeah, pretty much. The dirty 30s. That's all I have to say about that. The older, the wiser. Throw that in there, too. If I had a choice, I wish I could be like 24 or 25 for my entire life. But it just doesn't work that way. Plus 15% on unkness. Dang. My hip, yeah. I probably shouldn't have made that comment. I guess you're right. Maybe I am showing it. Only 30, try 40. Oh. Don't add another decade on. We're staying 25 forever, Nate. Don't let these young bucks tell us otherwise. This chat is making me feel old. You guys see, the thing is, you guys don't know I'm actually 25. You guys got it all wrong. Good morning. I am still learning the SMT basics, but I'm very confused. I am marking too many key levels. I execute unicorn models on the 1 minute. What are the most important POIs to mark on my 15 minute? So on the 15 minute, I'm only looking at swing highs, swing lows, and FEGs. Right, so like right now, the current 15 minute chart on ES, I'd probably be looking down here. I'd be looking up here in terms of swing points. And then we do have some FEGs in here. So I'd probably also look at this here, right? So I'm really only concerned with swing highs, swing lows, and FEGs. And then I wait for price to get to these levels, and then I look for SMT. I have a free SMT PDF in the free Discord. All you have to do is go over there and grab the free PDF. It'll help you understand SMT more. So we use SMT as a confluence to an already existing idea to give us confirmation to execute that idea. I'm 24 with back pain. Yeah, see? I told you guys I was. See, the back pain starts at 24. That's how you know that I'm only 25. I don't know where you guys are getting this 30 number from. If I may ask, do you trade differently on eval and funded? Yes. Yes, I do. Now, before I make the statement, please hear me clearly. Okay? In my opinion, if you have a proven track record, if you've taken many payouts, if you have conviction in your business, then it's okay to try to expedite your eval. And when I say expedite, I mean finish it faster than you would if you were still learning. Okay? So yes, I'm very aggressive in eval, and that's only because I have more than 2 years worth of consistency in payouts. I've taken payouts every single month for the past 2 years. Okay? That is what gives me conviction in knowing that I do know how to click this button, and for that reason, I go very aggressively into evals. I try to pass it in 1 or 2 trades. Okay? If there's a consistency rule, right? If there's a 50% consistency rule in eval, then you're going to have to do it in 2 trades if you're trying to pass it very fast. That is only for the people that have proven track records. If you are still learning this business, if you are still gaining experience, if you need more time to develop your strategy, do not try to rush it. Take that time to learn. Use that time to click the buttons more. Use that time to feel what it feels like to watch the P&L fluctuate up and down. If you're still in the learning phase, do not rush the evals. Use it as a learning experience. That is only for the individuals that have a proven track record. Okay? Do you have any advice for trading intraday trailing DD accounts? Those are the most unrealistic accounts trading could get. My advice would be to stay away from those account types. That's my advice on that. If you open up a cash account, right, you put your own $1,000 into Robinhood and you go to open a trade, there is no such thing as an intraday trailing unrealized drawdown, right? Your money could go to plus 10,000 and then minus 1,000, and that's when you get liquidated, right? Not by an unrealized trailing drawdown. So, in my opinion, that's the most fake that they get. Okay? Do not use unrealized trailing drawdowns. What time frame do you look for SMT on? You can find SMT on any time frame, but the context behind that information is different, right? If I'm looking at SMT on a daily time frame, I'm using that as a bias. If I'm looking for SMT on a 1 hour time frame, I'm using that as a key level and a confirmation to go down to an entry function to look for a trade. If I'm using SMT on an entry function time frame, meaning the 1 or the 5, then it's helping me determine which asset that I should trade. Execute the stronger asset for longs, execute the weaker asset for shorts. So each one of them have different context, but you can find it on any time frame. I agree with you there. I won one with MFFU yesterday. Hold on, Nick. Was that the one from me, or did you get another one? Was that two wins this past week? Because you got one here too, didn't you? No way. Congratulations if you did. 2 accounts in 1 week. That is, you might as well go play the lotto. How do you win 2 giveaways in 1 week? That is amazing. Congratulations. Take advantage of it, man. If imagine if you were to get a payout from a free account. That, I mean, the ROI on that is the best you can get. So take advantage of the opportunity that's being given there. Two years ago, when I started studying ICT, I was confused till now, but I understand one thing. Simplicity is the key. That was a perfect comment. I 100% agree with you. Okay? Simplicity brings clarity. Stop trying to use 100 different concepts. Just use 1 or 2 things and get really good at it. I 100% agree with that. That is something that has helped me a lot. Very good. Very good job. Very good comment. To expedite, do you just use uni but risking a lot of contracts? Yes. You could either just go much heavier on one trade, or you can expedite news. I know a lot of people have seen people try to expedite NFP or CPI. That is another option as well. Are you using SMT for NQ only ES or YM and ES? I focus on NQ and ES. I don't even look at YM. Let's say bias is bullish and NQ is stronger than ES, but there's only an entry on ES and not NQ. Do you still... I want to execute my entry function. Yes, I understand that I just said I want to long the stronger pair, but if my entry function is only on the other pair, then I'm going to execute the other pair. I still want to execute my entry function. Yeah. Very good question. Very good question. I would want to execute the pair that has my entry function. So any questions, any comments, feel free to throw it in chat. We got another 11 minutes here before the market opens. We are going to wait for the market to open. Then we're going to start searching for some trades. While we do that, let's get our video up. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second here. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to get my content posted here. All right, give me 2 more seconds. Okay, there we go. All right, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Tell me what you all think about these. We've been running a lot more reels. We've been running a lot more shorts. So tell me what you guys think about this. I'm going to continue to keep posting these. Thank you to Mock. Thank you to Nicolas. Some phenomenal clips are being produced. We are coming out with new reels, new shorts every single day of the week, both here on Twitter and Instagram. So do me a favor. If you're finding any value in these, like the video, retweet the tweet. I'm going to continue to keep producing these as much as we can. I'm trying to provide value not just on these live streams, but via Twitter, Instagram, in Discord, trying to give as much opportunities for the giveaways, do as much education through the videos, do as much live trading here on the live streams. So trying to cover all of the different aspects of value here in trading. If you find that those are helping you at all, do me a favor, leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next. We can continue to go over any questions or information in those shorts as well. So if there's specific content that you would all like to see, feel free to throw suggestions there in the comments as well. So let me just let my community know that I posted that as well. All right. And right before New York Open. So perfect timing. We are still ready to go for New York Open. Let's pop back over here on the chart any second. Okay. There we go. All right, 5 more minutes before New York Open here. We are ready to go. Let's see what we got here. Can you go over your top-down analysis, please? Yep, I'm just simply looking to see. All right, let's take a look. ES is currently dealing with a bullish FEG. So this is what I want to focus on here this morning. Do we find support from this FEG, yes or no? That is the main question that I'm going to be asking here this morning for ES and NQ. Right? We have the same bullish FEG here. So, for example, if we were to flip green on the daily candle, that makes it look like this bullish FEG is providing support for higher prices. Right? Then we would be doing an internal to external move. So, being aware of the daily open here will be key. Okay, if we get bought up and the daily candle flips to green, then it looks like the bullish FEG is providing support for higher prices. So we'll leave the daily open here. Okay, if we were to remain below the daily open, if we were to remain below the bullish FEG, then it looks like the bullish FEG is getting invalidated, right? And then I would look for lower prices. So the key to the top-down analysis today for both ES and NQ is going to be this daily FEG. So here in about 4 minutes at New York Open, I want to know whether this is going to provide support or not. The way that we're going to see that is on the hourly chart, right? What key levels are being respected? Is this bullish FEG being respected? So far it is. Right? Or does it get invalidated? Right? So this is going to be key. This is going to be key in understanding whether the bullish FEG on the daily chart provides support or not. If we go and invalidate the key level, the bullish FEG, then it looks like we already invalidated the daily FEG and we might head towards a new low of day. So just look at our key levels, look at swing highs, swing lows, and FEGs. Look to see if any SMT occurs there. That way we can answer this question here. This one right here, the daily FEG. All right, so we got another 2 minutes here before the open. This is some of the information that we'll be looking at for both ES and NQ. Let's see what we get today. What are you guys looking for today? We got New York Open coming up here in 1 minute. Throw a 1 in chat if you're bullish for the day. Throw a 2 in chat if you're bearish for the day. Also, we got over 200 people in here, yet the like button is only at 50. Do me a favor. Let's smash that like button. Let's put that over 100. If you haven't already, sub to the channel. Turn the notifications on. We got to get that like button up over 100 there. Smash the like button. Smash the sub button. Let's get prepared for New York Open. Got another 20 seconds here. Let's see what they have for us today. Let's see what New York Open has for us today. All right, starting to get a push there off the open. See what we get here today. What invalidates an FEG? If a candle closes below it. Right? So if a candle closes below it is what would invalidate a bullish FEG. Curious to know if this is going to be a 15-minute change in the state of delivery here. Both of them took out the highs, so there's no bearish SMT there. I do like to see that. I'm going to wait for the candle closure. I'm not running into this. I'm not rushing into this. I'm just preparing. I'm looking to see, right? Like I'm measuring to see how many points that would be for a stop loss, measuring to see how much take profit that could happen, and we'll see what type of we'll see what type of candle closure we get here. I want to see if this is a strong move higher or if it's a rejection from the swing high. All right, we have a swing high here. No bearish FEG there, but an hourly swing high. Are we getting rejected by the hourly swing high, or are we displacing through it? I think the key here for everybody to understand is we're analyzing information now that it's New York Open. We are analyzing information to get on sides. Okay? We're seeing which side of the market is showing some form of reaction, right? Now, is that a sweep of the swing high? Did we take out an hourly swing high as a sweep? Let's just wait and see. What we're doing is analyzing to get on sides here. So if you're one of the individuals that have already rushed into a trade because New York opened and you were like, okay, it's 9:30, let's smash the button, you're going to get faked out. You're going to get wicked out. You know, you got to be patient. Let the market come to you. Okay? Let's wait and see. See what we get here. Right now, we are patiently waiting to see what the open does. We're analyzing the concepts that we understand to get on sides. And to show you, here you go. We are in the account, right? We're ready to go. So if any trades are taken, you'll be able to see it on the screen. Patience, patience, patience. See what we get here. Just waiting to see if this becomes a 15-minute change in the state of delivery. Waiting to see what type of candle closure occurs here. Not seeing any SMT at the highs, right? Both of them took out the swing high here from 7 a.m. So not seeing any bearish SMT. Waiting to see if we get this right here. And now if we were to execute the 15-minute time frame, this is why I was measuring the risk. Because the larger the time frame, the larger the invalidation. This is 21 points, right? So every single point on one contract of ES is worth $50 change in your P&L. Right? So it's very easy to understand that this is what? $1,050, $1,075 for one contract of ES, right? That's where you ask yourself, is that too large of size, right? Because if it is too large of size, we could go like this, right? MES. If that's too large of size, you can easily change your position sizing by going to MES, right? MES is $5 change in your P&L, right? So that same 21 points here on ES right? That's 5 times 21, not 50. So if you need a smaller position size, just get down to MES. Okay. All right. So also notice the patience here, right? I haven't jumped into anything yet. We're already 6 minutes into the open, and you don't see me rushing. You don't see me impulsively smashing the buy button, right? So just remain patient. Let the market come to you. It's never a reason to rush. As we're waiting and watching, if you have any questions or comments, I'm going to hop back over to chat. But please be patient with me. Now that it's New York Open, my focus does need to be on the charts. I'm looking for a trade here. I do need to focus up on my risk. So let's see what New York Open gives us. You consider invalidation when 15-minute candle closes bearish FEG, or you consider it invalidated even when a candle closed with a strong body in lower time frame also. I'm going to need a little bit more information there. What are we invalidating? What are we... You consider invalidation when 15-minute candle closes bearish FEG. What are you talking about? This bearish FEG over here? Is that what we're referring to? What bearish FEG? Or you consider it invalidated when the candle closed with a strong body in the lower time frame. I analyze the time frame that's currently on the chart, right? So if you're looking at a 15-minute invalidation, we need a 15-minute candle closure. Okay, so if you're talking about a 15-minute bearish FEG, for a 15-minute bearish FEG to be invalidated, I would want a 15-minute candle closure past that FEG. Hopefully I understood the question correctly. Yeah, anytime. Always feel free to ask any questions, any information. Always willing to help. All right, decent push off the open here. If they confirm the change in the state of delivery, this is what I'll look for today. Still waiting for the candle closure here. 5-minute unicorn there too. I like to see this. Take a look at this right here. This is looking good so far. Now, the only thing is yes, it's coming from an hourly key level, right? We tapped into that bullish FEG there on the hourly chart, but I don't see any SMT here, right? NQ and ES. There is SMT here. Hold on. Look at this. Take a look. All right, chat. This is probably what we're looking for today. Take a look at this. Ready? 1 hour bullish FEG. Okay? ES did not sweep the 6 a.m. hourly candle low. NQ did sweep the 6 a.m. hourly candle low. They did that at the bullish FEG. Now that that has occurred, we're also getting, not on NQ, but on ES, we have a unicorn, right? So hourly, let's type this out so everybody can see it. So we have a 1 hour plus FEG. We have bullish SMT against NQ. Right? When that happened, we got a 5-minute bullish unicorn. Right? So then I would look at this here. Right? So hourly bullish FEG. Hold on. Let's start from the beginning. New York Open. Key level. SMT. Entry function. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Right? So now, this is what I'll look for. Let price come back into the entry function. Look to enter longs down here. Stop at the low. Aim for 2R. Let's see if they allow us in. Now, watch the entry as well. I'm going to wait and see what type of reaction occurs here. Okay. Notice how I'm not setting a limit order. I'm allowing price to come back in here. And when price comes back in here, I would like to see it dip in here and leave. So on the way out, I'll market order to grab it. Let it come in. If it comes in, never turns around and just melts, then don't click this. If it comes in and you see it bounce, as it's bouncing on the way out, click this. Okay? I need to be a little more clear in my communication. I will not take responsibility of any of your own risk. I'm explaining how I'm approaching the market. Okay, this is not a signal service. You are supposed to do all of your own due diligence every single time. I will not be held responsible for it. You are responsible for all of your own decisions. Okay? I'm only sharing my own experience. Okay? Please hear me clearly. This is not financial advice. I'm just trying to share my own experience with everybody else. Okay? That's what I'll be looking at for today. If we get it, you'll see what happens. You used to limit. I have done limits. I have done buy stops. I've done market. I've done the whole 9 at this point. I've been trading for the past 7 years, and there's been a lot of things that have happened over that 7 years. So yes, I have done limits before. Yes, I have done markets before. Yes, I have done buy stops before. I've done almost all of them at this point. All right. Tap into the breaker. Let's see what type of reaction occurs there. Let's see if we can hop into a long to then aim for 2R. All right. Let's see what kind of reaction we get here. Just waiting to see what type of reaction we get here. All right. Let's take some risk. Let's see what happens with this. All right. Happy Friday. Decision has been made. Risk has been accepted. Let's see what we get here today. What gave you the conviction that it will retrace before heading higher? There's no conviction there. It's a process. I'm not determining where price is going. What I'm doing is analyzing my entry function and understanding that's where I execute. It doesn't have anything to do with knowing where price is going. It has everything to do with me sticking to my process, right? My process is that I enter at the breaker. I'm not entering up here. My location for entry is the breaker. Hence why I let it come back down to the breaker, then look to see what type of reaction occurred there, then took the position. So it doesn't have anything to do with knowing about, you know, where price is going next. It's the fact that this is the entry function I use. So let's wait and see. Let's see what we get today. Ash, how do you decide if you'll market order or limit order? Prior experiences. You should have collected so much data over your prior experiences so that you can see which one works better, right? Are you better at limit ordering or are you better at market ordering? If you've collected 2 years worth of data, you can easily go back and review your data and say, I'm better at market ordering, so I'm going to market order. So the answers come from your own data, your prior experiences. If this breaker was confirmed at 9:25 instead of 9:30, would you not have taken it because it was confirmed before the open? I like to execute between 9:30 and 11:30. So I look to participate at New York Open. All right. Don't make fun of me, but I think we need to go back to standing. I'm a little tired of sitting now, so it has nothing to do with any back pain. Chat. I just want to stand now. Okay. It has nothing to do with back pain. I just want to stand now. Got to stretch out that lower back. Don't let them fool you. All right, chat. Throw a 1 in chat if you think this is going to be a W. Throw a 2 in chat if you think this is... Wow. Okay, I guess I can't speak. 1 in chat if you think this is going to be a W. 2 in chat if you think this is going to be an L. What do you think? What do you think? What are we going to get today? What do we get for New York Open here? Wow. Almost all ones. So you all must have longed too. Looks like everybody wanted to long this morning. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Right now, it's just a time to be patient. Yeah, you guys probably shouldn't have typed 1 because now all the market makers know. And they're going to take us out now because you said it. So, unfortunate. Another 7 minutes here before that hourly close. I would definitely like to see a candle closure up here. If we get the hourly candle closure above 75, that would definitely make 10 a.m. look better for continuation. Now, we don't get to tell price what to do. It gets to do whatever it wants to do. I'm just analyzing what would look better or worse for the position. So it would look better for a 10 a.m. continuation if we got the hourly candle closure up there. See what happens. Another 5 minutes, we'll get that hourly candle closure. Can you repeat about the hourly closer? Yeah, let's take a look at this again. It would look better for a 10 a.m. continuation if we closed above the swing high. So if the hourly candle closed above 75.75, right? That would make the hourly candle closure look better for a 10 a.m. continuation. I don't want it to get rejected from the swing high. I'd rather it close above it so that 10 a.m. could look better for continuation higher. But it doesn't matter what I say. Price will do whatever it wants whenever it wants to. I'm just referring to what would look better or worse for the current position. We'll see what happens. Would that cause you to close the trade? No, the risk has been accepted. At this moment in time, it's a time to let the position play out. Risk is to be accepted before the position is taken. Once the risk is taken, then you need to allow the process to play out. Okay? You cannot control what price is going to do. So don't let some emotions deter you during the time of. If you didn't want to take the trade, you should have made that choice before any buttons were pressed. So, friendly reminder, I do have the 10:30 a.m. live stream over on my Funded Futures YouTube channel. So, I will have to close up this stream in maybe another 10 minutes. That way I can make sure I can get a quick snack. That way I could get prepared for the My Funded Futures live stream. You guys already know what's going on here. You see exactly what's happening here on the screen. So it's going to end up being the same conversation over there. But I would love for you all to come join me over there to finish out this position and see what happens for today. We'll give it another 10 minutes and then we'll close up this stream. But just so everybody is aware, for me, it's either going to be a stop loss or a take profit here. So I've already accepted the risk and now I'm willing to allow the trade to play out. Okay. Let's see what we get here today. That hourly candle getting rejected now. We'll wait to see what the candle closure looks like. But heading into some drawdown here, we'll see what happens. Well, I wanted the higher close, and we didn't get it. So, don't really like the rejection, but like I had stated, heading into the position, risk is to be accepted before any buttons are pressed. Once the button is pressed, we have to allow price to play out. So, risk has been fully accepted. This is the trade I'm taking for today. We're just going to wait for a result, good or bad. So last couple minutes here. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw it in chat and we can go over it as we're waiting and watching. But like I said, I do got to grab a little snack before the My Funded Futures live stream. So we'll give this another 5 minutes and then we'll wrap up this live stream. Like I said, do me a favor, follow me over to the My Funded Futures live stream so we can finish up this position. We can continue to keep talking about it over there. I will be going live at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on that channel as well. Any last questions or comments? Let me know. Like I said, so everybody is clear, I will lose today or I will win today. Right? There's really no in between. All this stuff that's happening now is completely out of my control. I cannot tell price to do something. I cannot force my will upon price. Price doesn't care how I feel or what I think. Right now, we are dealing with a random distribution of probabilities. We've accepted the risk and now we're allowing the position to play out. Whatever price does from here, we'll wait and see what the result is. Opinion on wicks. How much weight do you give them? I definitely look at candle closures. I do look at the formation of candles. So yeah, I do want to know about, whether it was a buyer's wick, a seller's wick. That helps to understand whether we're getting supported or rejected. Yeah. What is the link? It's on My Funded Futures YouTube channel. So just search My Funded Futures on YouTube and you'll see the live stream there. So I pointed this out on NQ because I wanted to see if they were going to take out this low, 925. Because this could potentially be SMT here, right? ES took out 925. NQ did not take out 925. So I was curious to see if something was going to happen with that. If NQ were to take that out as well, then there is no SMT there. But we'll wait and see. All right, so just want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone. I'm going to go grab a quick snack. That way I could be prepared for the My Funded Futures live stream as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody that's showing up. I greatly appreciate all of the questions, all of the information. Let's continue to keep showing up. Let's continue to keep working and learning every single week. You know where to find me. I'm going to continue to keep going live throughout 2026. So if you found any of this information valuable, hit the like button, hit the sub button, turn the notifications on. I'm going to continue to keep going live throughout the year. So if you want to work with other like-minded professionals in learning this business, you know where to find us. Give me about 20 minutes. Let me go have a little bit of breakfast. Then I'll be over on the My Funded Futures live stream. Come join me over on that live stream so we can finish up this position. But until then, I will be either accepting a stop loss or a take profit. So everybody understands what I'm doing here. I'm going to allow price to do whatever it wants to do. Those are the two results that I'm looking for today. I'll be patient and wait until I get one of those results. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you once again for being here. Until next time, I'll see you over on the My Funded Futures YouTube live stream, and then Monday will be the next live stream over on next week. Thank you for your time. I will see you over on the My Funded Futures YouTube live stream. Have a nice day, everyone.